Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of Moneyball. This is D-Money, Donovan Scott. Today I have with me a very special guest. I have Chef Darian Bryan. A lot of people around Buffalo know this gentleman, and that's starting to become more of a worldwide or at least a countrywide thing as he's been taken off a little bit. I wanted to have him on. It was important to me, and I wanted to kind of hear his story. So first and foremost, good morning. How are you? Thanks for joining.
Thanks for having me. Good morning. Good morning. Beautiful day here in Buffalo, man. Gotta love it.
It is, right? What do we have? This Indian summer going on. It's been 80 degrees and sunny every day, right?
I'll take it. Keep them coming.
I'll take it too. Now,
Sure.
I'm going to go right into it. Tell me your story. Tell me, obviously I hear the accent and I'm representing in the background here, right?
Sure.
Irie.
Jamaica to the fullest, man.
Irie, right? Irie's the one thing
Everything
you
Irie,
probably...
my boy. Everything Irie.
Everything Irie.
Yes, sir.
I've been there once or twice.
Yeah, okay.
So tell me where you're from and your journey, and what's going on. Why are you in Buffalo? How'd you end up here?
So I'm from, Jamaica, this little hill called Brad's Hill. That's where my two new restaurants is called Brad's Hill by Chef
Cool.
Darian, because that's where I grew up.
That's
It's
really
a
cool.
small little hill with like 6 houses, no electric, no running water. So we have to walk miles every day for water. And I grew up in a small little house with like 23 people.
What?
And yeah, 7 of us in one bed, some is on the floor. And, so that's where I just went back a few weeks ago. I took my wife and kids and showed them where I grew up. And they can't believe, like, listen, you grew up in this house? I'm like, yeah, where I was living before I come to America. And they see the struggles, like everything done outside. We cook outside, and food is one thing that brings us together at all times, right? Christmas time, and I would say Easter. We all get together and eat as a family. So I did that, and my mom used to have a cook shop back in Jamaica. I used to help her all the time in the cook shop. The traditional Jamaican restaurant is just like there's no seat to sit down. You go in. You get the oxtail, you out the door. Then my mom in the cook shop, I used to hate it, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm a kid, I want to go, play soccer with my friends and play cricket.
Sure.
My mom said, nope, you gotta come. So we gotta work to make money to survive, right? And when I was 15, my mom left Jamaica. I took over the cook shop.
Okay.
Then I started working for the neighborhood folks, and I'm like, I like this.
Yeah.
Food make people happy, food is love. Like that's what it's all about, bringing people together. And so I tried plumbing, that didn't work. Tried for like one day. My man was putting his hand in some stuff I didn't like,
Yeah. Yeah.
I tried electrical, that didn't work either. I'm like, what do I love to do? I love to cook. So I came here when I was 20, and I pretty much told my sister, I want to be a chef and put me in cooking school.
So rewind 1 second. Now you say, I came here when I was 20. Tell me a little bit about that. I mean, like if I wanted to go live in Jamaica right now, it sounds like it would be a little bit more involved than, hopping on a plane and flying over and starting. How does that process, how do you say, okay, I'm going to go to the States, right?
Yeah.
Because I want to cook, and I end up in Western New York, in Buffalo. So how did that process happen?
So my mom, she filed for me and my younger sister. I got 5 sisters, by the way, only boy. She filed for us, and I have an option to choose either California or Buffalo. My mom was in San Diego at the time. My sister lived in Buffalo.
Why those two, Darian? And sorry to cut you off again, but why those two? How does it work like that?
Yes, so my mom was in San Diego, and my sister was here. My sister came here for college and didn't leave. My mom, she was in San Diego because my one sister's a Marine, and she always travel all over the country, right?
Yes.
That's what was the option. I'm like, I just didn't want to go back to the heat because it's hot as hell in San Diego, and it's hot in Jamaica. So I'm like, I want to experience something different. I want to see some snow.
Wow.
I want to see it, me on TV, and actually feel it and make a snowman. which I still haven't make a snowman yet. It's too cold for that, man.
Well, okay. So listen, hold on. You wanted the snow. You wanted to build a snowman. You walked outside and you're like, what the hell was I thinking? Right?
Yeah, I don't know. What was I thinking, man? I think it
It
was,
is bitter cold in Buffalo. It's there's very few places in the States that are this cold. We're so close to Canada. I think maybe
yeah.
Minnesota or a couple other places. But there's some days where it just takes your breath away, right? It's so cold you walk out and right, you gasp, it's so cold.
You know what's crazy though? I don't complain.
Yeah.
I'm not a complainer, right? So I have an option. I can stay here or go somewhere else. I just deal with it. Excuse me. But that's just the way I roll. So came here, started school at ECC. My very first job was at Denny's, by the way.
Okay. Grand
First like
Slam.
restaurant job, yeah. So Denny's teach me all about American food. Never seen pancake a day in my life. Never seen bacon. No moons over Miami. We don't have that where I grew up in
No
Jamaica.
moons over my hammy over in Jamaica.
None of that. So then he teach me about the classic, the breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
So everybody in Buffalo is always talking about who's got the best chicken wings. Well, let me tell you, hands down, that is Elmo's. It was Khalil Mack's favorite, and I think it'll be your favorite. It is at 2349 Millersport in Gettsville, New York, or Amherst, New York. I would highly recommend that you go with the Cajun Hot. These are double dipped wings. They are no doubt the best around. They're going to put everybody else to shame. Elmo's also has a full restaurant and a great bar. And you want to tell them D-Money sent you. Enjoy. Hey, what's up to all my Moneyball listeners? You need some collision work done. I'm going to give you the best guy in the business. His name is Danny Tomasello. He's over at 10 Queen Street, Buffalo, New York, in the Lovejoy area. You're going to want to see him. Tell him D-Money sent you.
Then I started ECC culinary, and that's where it take off for me. But it was a struggle for me when I was in school. It was a struggle for the first 2 years because like I was riding bicycle everywhere, to and from school, to Denny's, in the snow, and my mom could afford to get me uniform, books, nor knives. So I was the only guy in class with no uniform or just in a white t-shirt. I was buying Amazon knives, which is like no good.
Yeah.
And I didn't have no book. But that never stopped me from going to school. I was there every day. And people thought I was so weird because I talked different. They're like, they used to put us in groups, right? Like, don't put me in the group with a weird guy. You know what I
Really?
mean? Because they can't understand me because I'm like fresh from Jamaica.
Yeah.
I don't know what a celery is. I never seen a day in my life. It's just so much. I just didn't know. I never seen a day in my life, right? So I was just that guy in class. And my one teacher, Chef Jackie, she saw my potential. She's like, listen, I'm going to give you a book. Don't tell nobody I give you this book. Go home and do your homework because I see your potential. You're going to go places.
Beautiful.
You believe in me because you see me every day just asking questions, want to learn. And I never miss a day. Snowstorm, I'm riding my bicycle to school. That's just the
Wow.
way I roll.
Wow.
So I've been through the struggles here, man. And it's like, that's why I take shit from nobody now.
Right.
That's just what it is.
Right.
I've been through it. Like from my background in Jamaica to here, I've been through the struggles. So, it wasn't easy for me. I get up and I grind every day.
The struggles, I think that definitely obviously had to help you because all the struggles you go through in Jamaica and then coming over here and dealing with a little bit of, people's ignorance, right? With the accent, things like that. But you coming from
And
where
the way I dress too, I dress different. So they're like, we don't know about this guy. Why he just with all his bright colors and why his pants are so tight and why is all this? But that's just the culture. That's the Jamaican culture. You don't understand. I've never seen it before,
Yeah, which makes you unique. So,
Yeah.
now, I mean, those same people, oh, he's so cool, he dresses so cool and he's so unique and this guy's fresh, but when they don't know Darian, he's a weirdo, whatever, right?
Yeah. But it was crazy. Like computer, I never really used computer before, and I used to go to the computer lab, do my homework in the computer lab, and they see me walking there, Here we go. We're gonna be here all night because I'm looking for A, B, and it's like that never stopped me from going. I'm there every day. I'm showing up, I'm doing my work. And most of those people that was in my class that saying stuff about me all the time, I end up hiring them throughout my career.
That is amazing.
Crazy, like, listen, remember me?
That is
They ask me,
amazing.
what do you get this for? I'm like, I did my homework.
Yeah.
That's what I do. I did my homework. That's what it is.
It's hard work. I
Yeah.
tell you have two young children. I have three young boys. I tell them every day, it's hard work. You're not going to get anywhere in life without putting the work in, without putting the time in. You have to
Yeah.
be able to fail, right? Like you have to
Mhm.
be able to go through hardships and fail because it's not always going to work the first time around, man, right?
Yeah.
You need to keep going and persevere, right? So you graduate, was this what, Williamsville campus or downtown?
Yeah, downtown.
Downtown. So you graduate, that's all done. What do you do from there? Where do you go from after you graduate?
So after I graduated, I got a job at Hutchins because they heard about
Oh,
me.
okay.
'Cause
Yeah. My
I
favorite
started my
steak in Buffalo.
I started my own cuisine at ECC.
Okay.
When I was in school, nobody cooking Caribbean food, so I started that there.
Yeah.
Caribbean cuisine. So people love it because they having stuff they never had before, like
Right.
curry chicken and oxtail and conch. You know what I mean? So I started that there and so go back and teach every semester. People love it. Then I got the job at Hutchins. They came in because they want to try my food, right?
Yeah.
And I serve it course by course to them, and they, had me come work for a week for free to see if they want to keep me. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they keep me there. Then I went to Buff State. I didn't stop there because I'm like, I don't want to be like the average chef, just have a culinary degree and that's it. You know what I mean?
You want to perfect your craft.
I wanted that 4 year. I want to know all the stuff. So I went to hospitality and tourism at Buff State. I did all of that. So it teach me all the business stuff, all the front of the house stuff. So I pretty much cover all the bases. I was at Hutchins for 4 years as a sous chef there.
And now
And
what year is this? What year is this, Darian?
so I left ECC because I came here 2012 and I left ECC 2014. And then I went to Buff State right after. So I left Hutchins like 2017, I
Okay.
believe. 17, 18. Yeah, 17, 18.
So still a young man, still a
Still a
young
young
man.
man, 20 something years old, probably like 25. Yeah. But, I'm just grinding because I know the life I lived back in Jamaica, I don't want to go back to that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Crocodile trying to chase you every day, trying to eat you because he's trying to bathe in their water. You know what I mean? That's just the life I live.
You got to outrun. You got to outrun those. And listen, I've seen them run. They're fast.
Oh man, them boys are fast.
They
Them
can
boys
go.
are fast. So I started a pop-up restaurant around here in Buffalo, right?
Okay.
So there's some people who I look up to, like mentors to me, right? I tell them I want to do pop-up restaurant. They're like, it's not possible to cook for 50 people and two little burners. Then I stop and I think I'm like, oh, well, they know more than me. I guess they know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things when you can see it, and people would never see what you see, right? I'm like, I see myself doing it and making it up. I'm like, I can do it though. I'm gonna do it.
It's a
I
vision.
started.
You see this vision.
Yep.
It's so clear to you,
Yep.
right?
Yep. So clear. I'm like gonna see people being happy at this big long table, and I'm just cooking and entertaining. And I see it. I'm like, I can do this. And it's just my wife and I would just start it. It was just me and her. I was the chef. She was the servant. She's like, this is not for her anymore. So I get people to help me out. Popping up everywhere over Buffalo.
Okay.
We go even on in Atlanta. We are all over.
Okay.
And I did it. And that's I started getting out there. Then I opened this restaurant in Hamburg called Prima Cafe.
Wait. What'd you open?
Prima Cafe in Hamburg is a healthy restaurant. When I left Hutchins, I went to Prima.
So is Prima that Prima's not there now? No.
Prima Oliva. They're still, Buffalo Street in Hamburg on Buffalo Street.
I had no idea you were affiliated, bro. I live in Hamburg.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
the village of Hamburg, I'm down there every day. I had no idea. Prima, that's yours?
No. I opened it from scratch for them. Like I was the
Did you
executive chef
really?
for them.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, I had no idea, man.
Yeah, I helped with the kitchen layout and design. I heard
Right
all
in
the staff.
Staub Square. Right in Staub Square.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I opened that for them. Create all the menu items and all that stuff. I was there for like 2 years. I
That is
saw
wild. I
Vontae.
had no idea that you were affiliated with that, man. That
Yeah,
just
I
blew
opened
my
that for
mind.
them. That's crazy, huh?
Yeah.
So I met Vontae Davis, which you probably know Vontae Davis, Bills fan,
Sure.
right?
Sure.
Vontae Davis got retired at halftime. So I saw him walk in the restaurant. I never watched football a day in my life, right? I don't know anything about American football. I play soccer and cricket.
Yeah.
So I just saw a black man walk in. I was like, oh, there's a black man in here. You don't see black folks in Hamburg at all, right? I
Oh,
was
come
one of
on now. You.
So I was just chatting with the guy. I didn't know who the guy was. And I saw him the next day. He's like, man, everything was amazing. Who's in charge here? I'm like, I'm the executive chef here. He's like, can you be my personal chef? I'm like, who's this random guy asking me to be personal chef?
Yeah.
He's like, came here last week. I'm playing for the Buffalo Bills. I'm looking for healthy food. I'm like, that's a football team, right? He's like, yeah.
Wow, man.
So I started cooking for him, and he started loving the food, started posting on social media. People start following along. And when he retire, he fly me to Miami to do his events for him.
Okay.
And I meet all these players from his events, and they fly me to wherever they live to do their
Okay.
events too.
Okay.
And so that's why, become this NFL chef because, like the Broncos, when they come to town, like when they come in next month, and I'm doing meal for like 176 players. Now, I don't know. Is it that much players? Why there's so much people? It's probably because of all the staff and so. But it's 100.
Families and staff. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
like, that's a lot of people. Like, you guys bring that much people, you? And so yeah, whenever a team come in town, they either come to eat at my spot or I cater food to them. And it's not like I have a contract. They just heard of me and just reach out.
So let me ask you this, and this is so wild to me, and truthfully, I'm glad that I don't do, my homework and research my guests because again, I like the authenticity of just getting to know you, right? And mind is blown. I had no idea that the whole thing stemmed from Prima and from Hamburg. So then you're in there and you're doing your thing, and that speaks volumes to your craft, bro. I mean, the fact that someone walked in, had a meal, fell in love with it, and said, "Who's the guy? I want him to cook for me every day," right? Like that had to make you feel so good, And finally, you must have had that feeling of like, "Wow, man, I'm really starting to make this vision come true," right? Like everything I dreamed of, and I'm able to actually do this, right?
Yeah.
And I think a lot of times, guys in those positions, athletes, they appreciate the fact that, you're not a fanboy, you don't know who they are. You don't care.
Yeah.
You don't even care
Yeah.
about football, right? So they appreciate that too.
You know what's crazy? You mentioned that, right? I would never watch football game, right? Because my wife is because they're Buffalo people, they're big, football fan and stuff like that. But my thing is always like my mindset is just different, right? Because I'm not from here, so I'm not used to this stuff.
Right.
My mindset is always like these guys are making millions. I'm watching them making millions for 3 hours, right? When I'm broke, that doesn't make sense to me. That's just my mindset.
Yep.
And I'm like, why would I watch these guys making millions? I'm broke. So I just work on myself, perfect my craft. And crazy enough, I'm cooking for them now.
Mm-hmm.
And I would never watch a football game because it's just me, those time I was spending working on myself, on my craft. Like, it's crazy because sometimes I would say, like, some of these guys would never even watch me in Food Network for 42 minutes.
Yeah.
I sit there for 3 hours watching them. It's just the way life is, right?
Yeah.
But it's all love now because I'm in with them, right? That's just my mind. I'm just crazy, but it is what it is.
Do you follow football now? Are you a Bills fan? Have you
Oh,
studied?
yeah, big time.
Yeah.
Big time. Because they'll give me crap if I don't. So
Do you truly enjoy it though? I mean, do you truly enjoy the sport?
oh yeah, big time. Because I know the guys. The guys are like family to me.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I watch and I make sure, I watch the game. Because they always give me crap because they ask me, one day they just randomly ask me, are you been watching the games? I'm like, yeah. They're like, so you just never say nothing. I'm like, I don't know enough about football to say anything. You know what I mean?
you got to
They
be
always give
careful.
me crap.
He was calling
'Cause-
you out.
'cause if someone play real good, they want you to tell them like, yo, good catch or
Yeah,
good tackle. They want that. And
yeah.
I'm like, I'm just working, man.
Well, I
And they
guess
always have a little conversation and debate. They're trying to pull me in. I'm like, listen, I don't know enough about football to talk about it. I don't ask him for no signature. I don't need that. What am I gonna do with
right,
that?
right.
I don't ask him for nothing. I just show up. They
That's
got
what
a
I'm saying, Matt. That's what they respect. That's what I'm saying when I mean, you're not a fanboy. You're just a real, down to earth, grounded guy. And
yeah,
here's what's synonymous with that, right? Like they want you to see they like you enough as a person. They respect you. They're
yeah,
your friend. So they want you to see like they're proud. So they want you to see
yeah,
that crazy catch they made, right? Because like
yeah,
you make the best oxtail you ever made in your life and you try
yeah,
it and you're like, yo, you got to try this, right?
yeah,
Same thing. You guys are both so proud of what you do that you want other people to share that.
yeah. You're right because he's crazy because Josh, that guy respect me a lot because we chat a lot because I'm always at his house and stuff. So he's
Yeah.
like, it's crazy how much people pay him to play to throw a football. You know what I
Oh my
mean?
God.
He's like, he love it. He's like, you cook. That's what you do. You're on the top of your game. I
Yep.
play football. I'm on top of my game. So it's just two different fields.
Yep.
So, like, he's like, I can't do what you do. You can do what I do. So that's where the respect come in. Like, I'm a chef. That's what I do. I make people happy through food. I change life through food. And it's the same with Diggs and those guys. They have so much respect for me for what I do.
How's that?
And
How's that golf course coming along in his backyard? Does he have that done yet?
it's coming along.
It's coming along.
Yeah.
What's he doing? 3 holes?
Well, he's changing it every time. So it's like, I'm like, why? It's beautiful. Why are you going to change this? You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I don't golf either, so I don't really talk about the golf. So he's like, yeah, I want to do this and want to do that. I'm like, I don't know what to say because I don't know.
You say, yeah, that sounds good.
I cook and that's what I stay in my own lane, man. I just do what I do.
Now, I think the first guy you got hooked up with was Stefan, right?
So Vante was the first guy. Then a bunch of other players I was meal prepping for.
Okay.
But Stefan was like the first like in home everyday type of thing.
And y'all became pretty tight.
Yeah, I met pretty much most of the guys through him because they always come for dinner.
Yeah.
Like, Gabe, they're every night. Mackenzie, every night. Arjens, all of those guys are always like Tara Dodson, all of those. He's live upstairs right now too.
Yeah.
So I meet all of those. Met Josh, Diggs too, because they always come in over pretty much the entire team. Because when Diggs put in a group chat, Chef is coming over, everybody is there because number one is free food and it's going to be good. Why not? You know what I mean? And
Well,
it's not like I bother any of them. I'm like, you play football, my man. Like,
you don't, yeah, you just be you. So I
yeah.
think Jamaican food too. Would you say, I mean, you're obviously it's Jamaican is your forte, that's your craft, but I like how you say Caribbean and not just Jamaican, right? I notice you say that, and I like that because you're not pigeonholing yourself into just Jamaican. You say Caribbean, which is very smart.
That's the
You're in.
thing. Yeah. That's the thing that I didn't want to do. I didn't want to just say I'm a Jamaican chef
Yes.
because most chefs I know, they're just a Jamaican chef. That's what they market themselves. That's what they cook.
Right.
I'm like, I just don't want to be just a Jamaican chef. So I practice and study every cuisine.
Yeah.
And I say French cuisine, one of my favorite, one of my strong. Like, believe it or not, French cuisine. I'm not nice with French cuisine. Italian, I teach cooking classes, making pasta, whatever it is, I'll cook it. That's what made me so different because if Diggs love pasta,
Yeah.
you want Italian that, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
So my thing is I infuse all of those, like, so It's like a Jamaican fusion, my restaurant over here. So Jamaican, Italian, French, Asian. So just merge all of those together. Amazing flavors.
Let me ask you this. So you're going, man. You're like kudos, right? You're killing it, man. You're really doing a great job. Tell me a little bit about Plating Society. For all the listeners who may not know what it is and kind of what the concept is. Tell me about Plating Society. We'll start there, and then I want to hear about, your other restaurants and your projects that are coming up.
Yeah, so the Plating Society, this is a part of the pop-up restaurant I used to do, right? So I'm like, I want to create an event space where I can just have a big long table and people just sit and have fun and eat and just listen to music and all that stuff. So this opened almost next month will be 2 years since it's open.
Okay.
And it's just started off by the pop-up restaurants. And this is an event space that you have a birthday, anniversary. Last night we have 18 people, a surprise birthday party.
Oh, cool.
Check my Instagram story. This is fire. It was a really good time here. So much fun.
Yeah, I'm gonna check it out.
I rented it for product shoots. So if you want to, like Good Nature and those big companies use it for like product shoots. So, whatever you want a space for, it seat up to 30 people. But I would say 26 is more comfortable than 30 because it's tight in here.
Yeah.
A big long island right here. It's a lot of glass and stuff on it right now because of wine glasses and stuff from the event.
Yeah, but it's a beautiful place, man. I mean, just the ambiance itself is really nice. Would you ever think of expanding that concept? So, for example, moving the Plating Society and making it, instead of the 26 to 30, a bigger venue, or do you like how it is? Do you kind of like how comfortable it is?
So I had the option to take this wall down and go further back.
Yeah. And
I'm like, I'm not about like the volume and like just feeding people like a factory.
Yep.
I
like that.
Practical fine dining, detailed chef, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if I take this wall down and go further, fit 50 people in there, no, I lose that intimate touch, you know what I mean? Like,
that's what I'm saying. I like that smaller, yeah.
Yeah. To getting to know my guests, because I got the stove on the island right there. I got 11 people sitting on the island. So they see me, they chat with me. And the TV is like 2 feet away. So they seen me talking with me. I get to, interact with them. Sorry. If I go in a bigger though, it's just like, it's not what the vision was, you know what I mean?
Right. Now, what are the new projects you have that you're working on?
So I just opened Bradstreet by Chef Darian over here in Larkin Square.
Okay.
So it's a 2-in-1 concept. So in the daytime, like the authentic Jamaican takeout. You got the oxtail, Rasta pasta.
Takeout, okay.
Yeah, so you can either sit there and eat or take it to go.
Okay.
That's the vibe I create. And at night, we have the fine dining part of it. Because it only makes sense for me to do some fine dining, because the way you do one thing is the way you do everything, right? Because that's what I do. I'm a fine dining guy. And if you look it up right now, there's no other fine dining restaurant, Jamaican restaurant in the country.
None.
Because
zero. You're talking zero. There's none.
They never seen it done before.
Yeah.
Because I'm on the fine dining side already. I'm like, it's easy to turn my food fine dining and upscale and give the best service.
Sure. And why not? Why not Jamaican? You can do it with any other food. Why not Jamaican?
Yeah. Because because people come there, they're mind blown, like, oh wow, this is in Buffalo. Like, what? You know what I mean? It's like it's the same food we eat every day, but I just elevate it a little bit because I've seen other food that way. I'm like, why can't I do my food this way?
I'm excited to check that one out. Now, yeah, man, so I like that idea of, the during the day, the take up type thing, the pop up, or, the takeout. The closest thing really, I'm a good friend of Brad Rowell with the Grange.
Okay.
Kitchen.
Yeah.
In Hamburg. So you probably knew him, right? Through Prima.
Yeah, Brad's a great guy. I love the guy. He's always happy, always smiling,
He's always smiling, right? Yeah. Well, and he's one of the busiest human beings I've ever met, and I'm sure you are as well. You guys have the craziest lives. People think it's like, athletes, whatever, or this or that. You guys are the busiest human beings I know, just constantly,
Mhm.
whether it's dealing with staff or food issues or whatever it is. But man, I sat down with Brad for about 15 minutes last week. We had an appointment to chat and do some stuff. And like every 2 minutes, he's Brad, we need you for this. We need you for this. It was wild just to see inside that world of how busy you
Yeah.
guys are. It's just nuts. Now, how do you find you're somebody who's really meticulous and you want to make sure if your stamp on it, right? If Chef Darian's stamp on it, it's got to go out the right way. Where are you finding your chefs? How are you finding people to cook that cuisine?
You know what's crazy? I'm glad you asked that because for the longest time, I would never give up control, right? If I'm not there,
It's
I shut
hard.
it down
Yeah.
because I still haven't found one person. Well, I've probably come across like two in all my lifetime who have my standard.
Yeah.
Wouldn't say no. I wouldn't say that because there's so much different element, like different parts of me.
Yeah.
Who's gotta be clean? Jackie gotta be iron. This gotta be. I haven't found that one person who
I
cover
love
all of.
that.
So it's so hard to like live the life I live because I'm like, yo, it's crazy. Like I want this a certain way. Like why does it make sense to do that? I'm like, listen, it makes sense. It's what get me to the point I'm at today
Right.
because of standard. So, but I've been blessed. I find some good people, right? But sometimes you gotta come down to meet them and understand where they're at because they'll never be
Yeah.
like you.
Yeah.
That's just the way. That's just the way it is.
Right.
And I come to find out that like a year ago, I'm like, listen, I've been stressing out because I can't find nobody like me. I can't find nobody to do it like me.
Yeah.
I have to just like come down to meet them to a level where it's okay because nobody willing to meet me up there. They just why? Why should they?
Well, and you're one person. You can't do it all. So you
The,
have
the
to.
new restaurant though, I don't have to be there. I got solid people in place
Okay.
just like to run it. But
Yeah.
this now I have to be here. I can't just send the next guy. People
That's your
pay big
right.
money.
That's your baby. If somebody's booking Plating Society, they're
Yeah.
getting Chef Darian. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's part of the show. That's a lot of people I know, the Campbells and a few other people that have used you regularly. They
Yeah.
say it's you, not the food. They love the food, but it's
Yeah.
Chef Darian. That's
Yeah.
what drives them, to keep coming back. So a couple more things. I know we're kind of getting low on time. And again, thank you for taking the morning with me, but a
Yeah.
couple more things. Your wife, where did you meet her and how's family life? So, is she Jamaican? Is she like, where did all that come from?
So I met her when I was at ECC doing my
Okay.
Caribbean scene. I was a
Okay.
chef there. She was at Buff State at the time. So she came in on this program to recruit students to come to Buff State.
Okay.
I didn't even know that until afterwards. She was telling me why she was at the brunch. And she saw me bringing desserts out and she come over and like, do those taste good? I'm like, they better because I made them. And she's like, oh my gosh, where you from? I'm like, I'm from Jamaica. So I gave her my business card and she texted me that night and said, here's my number just in case you need it.
Yeah,
I'm like, so I called her. I was riding my bicycle home.
man.
I'm like, what you got going on tonight? She's like, I just seen with a girlfriend, man. You want to go out? And we went out and that was it, man. But she been there from the start. She see the struggles. We both struggle together, And it's just one thing, like she just believed in me so much. And I just never changed my mind. I'm like, this is what I want to do. She know me, I'm crazy. I write my goals down.
Yeah, me
And I
too.
just work towards them.
Yep.
And I just never change, man. This is how it is. She wonder why I work so hard every day because it's like I gotta take care of my mom and my family. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I got 2 kids, the wife, and so she's a general manager over there at the restaurant. So she's there every.
And is she from Buffalo?
She's from Binghamton.
From Binghamton, New York.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the thing is that she had a full-time job she was working for HUD housing, and she saw all the fun I was having. She said, there's no way you're having that much fun cooking.
Yeah.
So she ended up leaving her job 2 years ago. Yeah, probably 2 years ago. And she's just with me from ever since. You know what I mean?
Shout out to her because
Yeah, she's amazing, man.
well, she found the man. She got to know the man who was riding his bike.
Yeah,
You dig? So it
yep,
wasn't the guy who has this and knows Buffalo Bills players. She got to know and fell in love with the guy who was riding his bike. And
yeah.
to find someone that authentic, who you can spend the rest of your life with, man, you're very blessed because
Thank you. I appreciate that.
you know
It's
what I mean. A
crazy
lot of
because
time, a lot of times they have ulterior motives, right? They're always kind
yeah,
of looking for gold diggers and stuff like that, you know.
yeah, yeah. So her friends were telling me like, "Why are you dating this guy? He ride a bicycle.
Yeah,
Look at his jeans. Look at
yeah,
his clothes. You're
yeah.
dating them." And she always like, "Listen, this man is gonna go places because you see." So the first date that we went on, right? After I'm not ready yet. Come in, sit down. You know, I was ironing my pants
That's
and
amazing.
sewing my pants. She's looking at me like, "What are you doing?" I'm ironing my clothes before I go out.
Yeah.
And that's like, oh, that's it. I ain't going nowhere. And from that, she just stick around
Where did
because
where did you take her? Where was that first date? What restaurant? What's the first restaurant you took her to?
what's the first restaurant? I probably was Remington.
Okay.
Yeah, in Tonawanda. And the second day we went to Clifton Hill
Okay, in Canada there.
over here in Canada. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a
But
carnival.
it's great because she's like, you don't really find much guys who like iron and cook and clean and sew and all that stuff. I'm like, it's just natural to me because that's what we do
Yeah.
in Jamaica. So it's not like I'm doing the most. It's like that's what I know.
Back
So I
home, back
back
home,
home.
everybody would be doing that. But
Yeah.
here you're
So
unique.
the thing is like even though my restaurant over here, the staff have to iron every tablecloth that go on the table and a
I love
napkin.
that. I love that.
They hate it, but you know what? That's my standard.
Yep. Yep.
I don't want to wrinkle tablecloths or napkins in here because that's just the way it is.
Don't ever change, bro. Don't ever
The
change.
room is not going to feel good when I walk in with all this red flag. You know what I mean? So I'm like, this is the standard. People love me and hate me for it because they just don't want to live up to it. They don't feel like fixing their hair when they come in. They don't feel like ironing. I'm like, I'm gonna send you home.
Yep.
Go home and get ready and come back. I'll
Yep.
hold it on until you come back.
I'm
That's just the
sure
thing. You know what I mean?
I'm sure a couple have tested you and I'm sure you've sent them home. I can tell by the backdrop how you have things organized. And earlier when you were walking through, I have that almost to a fault, right? Like OCD. I got to have my things just right, man. Everything's got to be the right way. I took this apron and I put it 6 times. You know, I had to like do it the right way because I needed to look a certain kind of way. And that's just
Yeah.
people can say that that's, oh, this guy's a weirdo or OCD or whatever, but it's your
Yeah.
standards. And,
Yep.
look where you are at from your own standards. So I love it, dude. So listen, I'm gonna give you what we call, I put you on the hot seat here at the end. It's just 3 questions. I'm just gonna fire. It's called rapid fire.
Okay.
First of all, hold on, I gotta go back and rewind a minute. The first time I ever took my wife on a date, my wife Trish, we've been together 20 years.
That's
Olive,
amazing, man.
Olive
Congrats.
Garden. Olive Garden.
Okay.
yeah,
That's what's
and I,
what's crazy? I was in the fine dining restaurant scene already. I was at Hutch's
yeah,
when I met her. So I'm like, I can't really go to Denny's.
yeah. No, I
I'll
get it.
take her
I get
somewhere
it.
nice. I mean,
I'm still embarrassed. I don't get embarrassed very
no,
easily. I don't get
no,
embarrassed because you know what? I don't care. I am who I am, man. Take it or
yeah,
leave it. But I still laugh about that I took my wife to the Olive Garden. But anyways, rapid fire. I'm gonna get to know you a little bit and just spit some stuff at you. So, favorite type of music, man. What do you listen to? Do you dig the Jamaican stuff or what do you listen to?
I like Jamaican stuff, but I like guys like Post Malone, John Legend. I just don't like the rap situation because I'm a
No?
classic guy. You know what I mean? It's like I can't be playing stuff when my guests walk in. They're like, "Ooh, okay then."
Yeah, yeah,
Because you gotta remember I'm a black man, so you can't read
yeah,
that. Oh, I expect that from him. No, 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 no. I'm a classic guy. You know,
yeah,
like
yeah.
the
Okay. All right.
jazz, like good music.
Yeah. I ask every single guest I've ever had, buffalo chicken wings. You like the flats or you like the drums better?
I like the flats, man. There's something about the flats. I think it's just easier to eat, man. The drums can be a little dry, man. The flats, you just right off the bone.
All right. So the next question was, how do you eat them? Some people will take it, they'll pull it right out, right? That seems to be your style.
Yep.
I like the drum. You can handle the drum. You can circle it into the blue cheese, right?
Yeah.
Because I hope there's no ranch in this conversation as blue cheese.
No, we don't do ranch.
We don't do that.
Never heard of ranch.
What is your question number 3? And I don't want to get you in any type of trouble, but what is your favorite restaurant locally? Or not even favorite, I guess. What are a couple restaurants that you really think kind of do things the right way, right? So they kind of do it Chef Darian style where they you know what I'm saying?
I never get asked that question. The way you structure it, like do it my style, right?
Yeah.
There's some amazing restaurants here in Buffalo. Let me tell you, like, but Hutch's, even because I work there, you know, it is what it is. But them boys do it right, and I learned so much from them, which I carry on in life, right? Hutch's does it real good, but I got some favorite restaurant. Like, have you been to Prescott Provision down there in
You're the third person that has mentioned that to me in the past month. My boy does travel baseball and travel hockey, and a couple people, you know, from all over the place in the area. And you're the third person that has brought that up to me. I have not been there, and I've been told by all 3 of these folks that brought it up that it's the best dining experience that they've ever had. They obviously have not been to the Plating Society.
But yeah, they can cook. Like them boys can. You see, I'm big on service.
Yeah.
Because that's what I do. I cook. I happen to cook good food, but service is my thing.
Yeah.
You're not gonna leave here and have a bad service.
Right.
You're gonna love me before you walk out this door. I hate to sound like that guy, but I know what I bring to the table.
Yeah.
So it's like having the service and the food going in the right direction. Top notch. And I would love for you to check Bradsill out too, because
I'm going to.
Reflection of me over there, because you know I train them folks over there.
It's already. I mean, hands down. That's in my playbook for.
One of my favorite spot though is Sato Ramen. They're on over here in Helmwood.
What is it called?
Sato is the ramen spot. It's like
the ramen noodle.
Yeah, they do a good job. I like ramen and stuff like that.
I know it's good, man.
Couldn't find that stuff every day.
Yeah.
I don't really do much of that stuff. But them boys, and my kids love it too, you know what I mean? So I have to do stuff for the family, you know. It's not about me. It's my wife and kids. And the kids, they choose where they want to go. I just go with the flow, man. I'm an easy guy. I just go with the flow.
My kids said they wanted kids said they wanted ramen because they love it. And there's a spot in Hamburg now. It's a ramen joint. It's where it's around the corner on Lake Street. I don't know if you know where that is. It's a new ramen place. So I walked in, and you know, ramen to them is like the ramen in the packages where you just put it in and eat it. Well, this was ramen with, you know, all the stuff, the mushrooms and this and that. And they're like, Dad, no, this isn't ramen. And I said, no, it is.
Is that the ramen when you're in love?
Yeah. And they wouldn't eat it. They're like, okay, let's go get chicken fingers.
Man, that's funny.
Kids are finicky, bro. They just like chicken fingers and pizza.
Man, I hear you. My kids.
How old are your kids?
My daughter loves ramen is her thing, but she loves scallops too. My stuff like lamb. So for his 3rd birthday party, he said he wanted rack of lamb, and that's what I mean.
Hold on. Your 3-year-old son wanted rack of lamb?
Yep. So we went on this cruise.
You got some bougie kids, man.
Yeah, we went on this cruise, right? And you want rack of lamb, and the server was that's not on the kids' menu. And I'm like, well, you want rack of lamb? And she couldn't believe he's standing there and just like eat like 4 lollipops, medium rare. I'm like, yo, this is just crazy. But that's what he know, you know what I mean?
That's amazing. My 3-year-old, he's in the other room. He's eating Cheez-Its for breakfast.
Yeah, my kids are upstairs still sleeping. I probably drive my wife crazy. I live upstairs, so I'm like, walk down to work and I walk across the street for the next restaurant.
Well, listen, this was my pleasure, man. This was great. I hope you've had a chance to check out the show. We've had some great guests on, and you know, a lot of the Buffalo Bills we've had. We're doing some things, you know, in the community now and trying to get rolling with that. So Obviously after I get this edited and stuff, we'll get it out there. And I think people will see a different side of Chef Darian, from my people's perspective. And it's going to keep building like a snowball, right? You like that? You throw that right, like the snowball.
I
This
might make
winter,
it.
I want you to make it a goal this winter, bro. I want you to build a snowman. You have 2 kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
You get the carrot for the nose, you get the eyes, right? And you build the snowman, you put a big chef hat on it.
I like that.
I'm gonna send you a Moneyball hat. This is a breast cancer awareness Moneyball hat. So this is gonna be coming out to you too. So
okay, my man, appreciate that. What do you use for the eyeballs though?
What's that?
What do you use for the eyeballs for the snowman?
Eyeballs, you can go with whatever you want. You got to find big enough. Depends how big your snowman is, right?
Okay.
So if you got a little snowman, I guess you could use I don't know. Eyeballs are tough. We'll have to think on it.
I'll do my research.
My man, listen, it was a pleasure. Thank you very much for taking the time with me.
Oh, man.
A lot of love, man. I'm definitely going to check out all of your establishments. Last thing I'll ask you, what is the smallest what is the smallest party that you'll do? Like how many people?
It could be just you. If you want to come sit right at the island, I'll cook for you.
Right on. Okay, my man.
Magic comes with the price, though. You know that, right?
Of course. Chef Darian, man. Much love. Have a great day, okay?
Thank you too. Let's go.
Take care. Go Bills.
Go Bills.